Well, I'm in Coolidge, Arizona, and this is the CasaGrande archaeological site. There's a lot of cool things to see. There's a old pictograph on this rock down here. If I can go close without jerking, you can see it. And then as we pan on up, you see the big CasaGrande, which they don't really know what it was used for, if it was like a community hall, religious ceremonies, or what. I'm walking right into the sun, really. These are the ribs from a saguaro cactus, and they use these ribs. These are, quite natural. The cactus has died, and you can see it's still in the ground here. And they used these ribs to build this building over here. And all these low walls were rooms, but this big one here was a ball court, one we're looking at right now. These walls have seemingly eroded quite a bit, and they were made from a substance called caliche, which they dig out of the ground. You see a close-up of it. It's got a lot of calcium in it, calcium something, carbide or something. And like when they dug this from the ground and basically made walls out of it, and because of the calcium it was as hard as concrete. And so that's pretty cool. And they had irrigation systems that were more sophisticated, they say, than the ones they have today and here in northern Mexico. They took water from the Gila River, which is nearby, and then they had little gardens that they actually cultivated. And this is a typical room. And it's like a lot of these archaeological sites, even in Greece in the Parthenon, there's all the living quarters around the big central, building, which is on up here. So all these walls are, very stout, and you can see, like, when you get to the big building, you can't go inside because, of the erosion and everything. But even poking your head in, you can feel how cool it is. And you can see right here the thickness of the walls, and that really, really makes it cool. So this would have been warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And they think some of these buildings were 2 or 3 stories high. This one up here that we're walking towards, you can see there's part of the main wall still left. So the holes there, or where they would have put like wood in, and then they lined the top of that wood with the saguaro ribs and put more caliche on top of it, and that made it into a floor. So the height of those holes would have been the ceiling of the first floor, and then it would go on up to the second. Oh, sorry, I dropped my keys here. And so this is, go around towards the main building. It's really interesting, actually. There's a lot of, agriculture. And, the surrounding area, as you can see, is flat, and more flat. And this big CasaGrande building here, it's got, they're not sure what it was used for, but it's aligned, it has lunar alignments and summer solstice alignments with the holes in the walls and the window, which is kind of neat. And it also may have been used for religious purposes, because at the very top there was one little room, and when you can go up there, and seemingly the First Nations people that have a reserve near here have built a replica, an exact replica of this, where you can actually climb up to the top. And when you're at the top, you can literally see hundreds of miles all around. So you can imagine what the desert night sky would look like from the top there, and able to see all that way around. So just going to show you inside here. They have a gate to stop you going in, but again, as soon as you come in here, and you can probably hear the change in my voice, it's so cool. It's dropped now about probably 7 or 10 degrees. And this is a big room in here. And maybe these people were small, I don't know, or if they crawled from room to room. But you can see the corridors going through, and again, this way as well. And then I'll give you a view right up. So, really glad I saw this. It's similar to the cliff dwellings, except that this is built, you know, with this stuff called caliche, and how they did it was just, you know, something like adobe bricks. They put down one layer and then put some sticks in and put another layer on top and let it all harden. And then they would have timbers like the one up there, all in a row, and then line those timbers with the saguaro ribs, and then put more caliche on top of that and let it harden, and that would be another floor. So just take a pan around so you can see it all. And it's a lovely day here, nice and warm, bordering on hot. So have a look around here and you'll see the scope of it all. So this is CasaGrande, Arizona.